Good, happy Saturday morning, December 21st, 2019. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Saturday morning, so let's begin. First up, Plastow. Firefighters help deliver baby at fire station. Couple walked into station with the woman already in labor. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Gene Mackin.
Chapel Tractor has been in our family since 1955, when great-grandfather Pearlie and our grandfather George decided to sell tractors out of their barn, with a work ethic geared towards customer satisfaction and loyalty. A lot has changed since then, but we still have a commitment to treating our customers like family. At Chapel Tractor, we have the experience to get the job done right, with locations in Milford, Brentwood, and Concord, New Hampshire. We provide customers with the highest quality equipment from the most trusted brands. Go to chapeltractor.com or stop in for a visit.
Station dog Lucy was the first to make a birth announcement alerting Plastow firefighters.
Dog started barking, and I said, "What the heck's going on?" And I ran to the door, and the lady come flying in saying, "I'm getting ready to have a baby. I'm having a baby right now."
It was 11:24 Friday morning. A woman and her husband couldn't make it to the hospital.
She was screaming and ready to deliver the baby as we answered the door.
She was placed on a stretcher, and the fire station training room became a delivery room. Firefighters grabbed a kit they usually carry in ambulances, and 7 minutes later, helped a baby boy into the world.
The baby's shoulders came out, and not long after the shoulders came out, the baby popped out as well.
Mom and baby were taken to the hospital, healthy and happy.
23 years I've been doing this, and I've never done a field birth. So for me, I was very emotional. It meant a lot to me to see the beginning of life, not the end of life that we see a lot of times.
And these firefighters know where the real pat on the back belongs.
Mom does all the work. We just make sure that she stays, both patients stay healthy as we deliver the baby.
In Plastow, Gene Mackin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Busy travel weekends ahead for nation's airports. Airport officials urge travelers to have patience. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Siobhan Lopez.
Explore the world just like J.C. Marie Smith with the Citi Advantage Platinum Select Card. With travel benefits at her fingertips, J.C. can fit right in at the center of the world's most vibrant spectacles. Experience more meaningful moments with the card built for your adventure.
During the holiday season, the airport can be stressful or one of the happiest places in the world.
Well, he's the best Christmas gift that I could have.
The signs say it all. A warm welcome home from boot camp for Army Specialist Brendan Sicca of Laconia.
I've been up since 4 a.m. Yesterday morning, so I'm running off of coffee and Red Bull and the American spirit, but it's all good.
We're just so happy to have him back. He wasn't home for Thanksgiving, which was the first time that our family wasn't all together.
They traveled from Alabama to New Hampshire.
Two little ones get off the plane to gifts from Nana, hoping to see their first ever snow.
I'm here to pick up my daughter and son-in-law and two grandchildren. They're home for Christmas.
Since Christmas is on a Wednesday, it may not be as hectic as it normally would be.
Officials say the weekend before and after the holiday is when it will be busiest. Tips from TSA, they say avoid wrapping gifts ahead of time Liquids over 3 ounces should be put in a checked bag, but anything 24 to 70% alcohol needs to be in its original unopened packaging and keep it 5 liters or under. Decorations are okay. Plants or lights must be able to fit in the overhead bin or under your seat.
If there's anything that is a prohibited item that's going to be in a package that's wrapped, unfortunately TSA is going to be unwrapping your present at the checkpoint.
Officials say the safest bet is to put those gifts in your checked luggage, and as always check your flight status before coming on down to the airport. We're live in Manchester. Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Supporters, opponents of bail reform wrangle over possible changes to law. Police say offenders being let out of jail to offend again. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Adam Sexton.
Nature isn't the only force that can leave its mark, especially when you have a tractor built to help make your property your...
Police say bail reform has upended New Hampshire's criminal justice system, going far beyond its stated intent of ensuring low-income defendants don't get stuck in jail before trial.
As long as someone is not considered dangerous, they're not physically harming anyone, then they can essentially do whatever they want, because if they don't show up at court, essentially nothing happens.
But as lawmakers grapple with how to fix the law, some defense attorneys say defendants who don't show up to court deserve sympathy and help, not jail.
People don't decide to forget to go to court that morning. They forget days before. They forget because they wrote it down and they lost the sticky note that they wrote it down on.
A recent New Hampshire Supreme Court decision is expected to allow judges to once again hold repeat no-show offenders. But the architects of bail reform believe those justices overreached.
From my perspective, the court really stood on its head in misinterpreting that provision to get the outcomes that they got.
Pro-bail reform lawmakers say the change is working in large urban states, so it should be left to work here too.
New Jersey switched over to basically a non-monetary system of bail in around 2013.
But when New Jersey passed bail reform, it also created a system of pretrial services with the aim of getting defendants to court and ensuring public safety. Lawmakers here didn't do that. In addition, there's no mechanism for collecting comprehensive data about what's going on in the courts.
It is very frustrating to me that we do not have data.
In Concord, Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Returning soldier surprises children at Pelham Elementary School. Soldier hides in giant present to surprise children. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Landowners, it's time for special year-end savings from Mahindra, the world's #1.
It turns out the most meaningful gifts can't come in a box.
It's for Jackson and Riley?
A very large box.
What do you think? Let's lift it up.
Merry Christmas.
This is the first time these Pelham twins are seeing their dad in 6 months.
Who did it?
Is that Santa?
John Lynch has been stationed at an army base in New York, getting ready for his 6th deployment.
Happy birthday and Merry Christmas.
Thursday was the twins' birthday. They had no idea they'd spend Christmas with their dad, too.
I want to see them every chance I get. You never know when you're not going to see them or how long it's going to be. So, it's pretty awesome.
It was hard enough to find a box big enough for this 6'5" soldier, but the community stepped up, and so did this Pelham school.
And that's really what Pelham community is about family and being there for each other.
They helped Lynch pull it off, not once, but twice.
Santa just told me he has an early Christmas present for one person in this room.
You see, he has an older daughter, too. She was just as surprised.
Is that a good gift?
Yes, this is the most amazing gift.
The greatest gift of all, family, together again for Christmas. Monica Hernandez, WMUR, News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. What a great story there. New Hampshire ties record for most homicides in a year. Officials say homicide investigations take toll. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Mike Cronin.
We're back celebrating the holidays.
And our new Volvo showrooms in Nashua, Concord, and Meredith.
Right now at Lovering Volvo, your first payment is on us, in addition to saving up to $14,000 off select 2019 models.
Call or visit us today.
2019 has been record-tying and potentially record-setting for an alarming uptick in homicides.
Hopefully next year will be different.
The most murders ever recorded in the state were 32 in 1991. With a week and a half remaining this year, the Attorney General's office says New Hampshire has tied that record with the possibility for 33 homicides, pending the outcome of a recent case.
It actually is an unusual year. Typically, we average about 19 a year, but this sometimes happens where you have years that are higher and years that are lower.
Investigators with the AG's office and State Police Major Crime Unit have to be ready any day.
They answer their phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
They have special training to work crime scenes and see these cases through court proceedings and a verdict, sometimes lasting several years.
Every crime scene is very complex. And in many cases, there's a cyber component today, whether it's social media or cell phone analysis that goes into it as well.
When we go out, we know that there's been a tremendous loss by a family or families, and we always keep that in the back of our mind.
Always aware of the toll it takes, investigators say they're committed to finding justice for families, no matter how busy they are.
As much as it becomes a strain on law enforcement and prosecutors and the people who provide services to support those investigations and cases, the brunt of it falls on the victims and their victims' families.
Help is coming. The Attorney General's office will be getting 4 more prosecutors to handle these cases. They haven't been hired yet, but the office is working to fill those positions. Live in the studio, Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Massive cruise ship collided in Mexico. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
We begin tonight with the frightening scene at sea. 2 Carnival cruise ships colliding at port, scared passengers on board watching the massive ships crash into each other in Cozumel, Mexico. Both were from ports in the U.S. Videos showing the Carnival Glory slamming into the Carnival Legend and just missing a third, much larger ship. Close-up images tonight showing the Legend cutting right into the Glory. The ship appearing to suffer extensive damage to at least 2 decks. Several passengers injured, and ABC's Victor Kendo leading us off tonight.
Tonight, massive ships on a collision course in Mexico. The Carnival Glory maneuvering to try to dock at the port in Cozumel.
Here goes. Through the windows.
Crashing right into the bow of the Carnival Legend.
He's gonna hit us next!
slicing right through the ship, debris plummeting into the water below.
Someone was coming down the hallway screaming, "Emergency, emergency." Oh my God, we hit that ship.
We felt the crunch, we felt the shake, and it was just very, very scary feeling.
Yo! Oh my God! Bystanders on the pier looking on in shock. Someone could have died! This view from a third ship in the crowded port, the Royal Caribbean Oasis of the Seas, the Glory narrowly missing that ship too.
Oh no.
Carnival says 6 passengers on board the Glory were injured, one while evacuating from the dining room.
They're by the windows eating, so it was very scary, traumatic, and just glad that it wasn't worse.
The Glory is more than 950 feet long and holds nearly 3,000 passengers. It set sail from New Orleans 5 days ago. The Legend is supposed to return to port in Tampa on Sunday.
Just incredible pictures there, Victor. He's with us live tonight, and Carnival now says these ships, despite that collision, both will continue on.
David, Carnival says no itineraries have been affected by this, so that means when the Glory returns to port in New Orleans on Sunday, they'll board a new set of passengers and they will continue on their Christmas cruise as planned, despite having a giant hole in the back of the ship. David?
All right, Victor Kendall leading us off on a Friday night. Victor, thanks.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all enjoyed watching and have a great day, everyone. And goodbye. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.